Yo, what's good, guys? What's up? We back. Back for another day of streaming. Let me see if I got the number of days right. Okay, number of days is correct. Welcome to day 86. Um, we're going to modeling something a little more complex today. We're going to modeling a drum set, and yeah, I cannot guarantee that it's going to be a short stream. As a matter of fact, I feel like it might be two separate days of just trying to figure out the model. Um, Somehow I expect this to be straightforward, but I mean, by now I think you'd understand Blender and how it works. Nothing is ever straightforward, bro. Uh, I see Daniel in the building. Shout out to dude. Let me see. I don't think my screen might be showing, so I probably want to reset these things. All right. Okay. So my screen should be showing right now. What's going on, Daniel? How was your day, man? Welcome to another stream. Yeah, I'm just going to start up. Without any further ado, I think first of all, I'm going to try to bring in a scale reference and GX on that. Right. Yeah. What live stream are you talking about? Is it like this one or some other live streams? Just let me know. Yeah, I'm looking at the drum set and something around here would be appropriate for like the bass drum. So when I say the bass drum, that's the kick drum, right? So we're looking at something around this size. So a lot of like the size, the proportions are going to be like eyeballed. We're going to kind of be constructing things and trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. I would do the kick drum first, and then I would do. I'm thinking out from the floor tom. I should be able to scale down certain sizes to get these toms above and then the snare drum. But I think first point of contact to start from is the kick drum. So let's do that. Yep. So we're going to start off. We're going to scale down a Z ever so slightly. I can RX90 just to see what the size looks like. And right now it doesn't look right. So I'm going to scale this on the Z and RX90, see what that looks like again. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'll do this cheesy up to the surface right here. Kick drum looks too big and huge, in fact. But I don't want to model it like this. I want to model it like flat, just like so. So I'm just going to go on to start the modeling. I think I'm stalling a little too much. So I'm going to scale this, shade auto smooth, and let's say this is going to be the inner part of this, and then I would have to, let's just scale again, a Z, so that this allows me to bevel like so. Yeah. and I'm kind of able to bevel like so, so that I'm able to isolate these two. Let me do that bevel again. Dissolve edge, add that loop. I think somewhere around here is good. Right here, duplicate those, and we have the separate mesh, right? So I'm going to select this one that was separated and scale from individual origins, and we can scale like so. Just make it a little bit taller than the main body in here, and on the side view I'll select this and scale from the bounding box just like so. So this looks good for now. I'll take this and then I'll scale away from normal, which I think is looks a little too thick, so I'm going to extrude along normal just like so. Let's do that again. So that's cool for a starting point. I wish I'm not eyeballing this. Let me see. um Drum set kick drum reference, side view. Can I write blueprint in there? Nope, 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 nope. Looks like I'm gonna have to eyeball this stuff after all. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's continue. Um, I think next up, I want to create one of these things, one of these hooks, basically. So, with the way it looks, this part is hooked onto this part of the drum, and this is attached to the body. So I'm just going to come to, let's say, front view, and I would select like this part right here, but inserted, right? I would shift D on that, separate that selection, GG. Bring cursor to this point and just flip to the other side. So we have this. With this, we're going to create that shape basically. So maybe I can extrude that a little bit. Um, hmm. What? No, 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 no. GZ. I think we have to create a cut right here. Select both faces and extrude ever so slightly. I can select this SZ, and then this I'm going to share like so. So I can GY in a little bit. So all of these parts are going to be beveled, right? I can take this and this. Move back a bit and I'll bevel this part like so. And then in here needs to be inserted and turn to a circle and then scale down. So this I can GY and extrude all the way in, while the outer body could have like not just a little, but it could have like a real bevel treatment, because I was thinking it would have a little bevel treatment, but like I think this one is a significant bevel treatment, right? Looking at this and in comparison with this, I feel like this is huge. So with that, I'm going to put my cursor on this point. I'm going to bring origin to this point. No, origin to 3D cursor, so I can scale that down while being attached to the drum itself. So I want to scale, I think somewhere around here should be good. Yeah, somewhere around here. Again, this is going to be adjusted and moved around in real time because I don't have like a real blueprint, so we're going to be adjusting stuff. Shout out Tomido. I see Tomido on the stream. Hey bro, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream, man. Uh right here, I would I'll take this edge, bevel it, right? And the reason I'm beveling it is I just want to steal this geometry and then I'll revert back to what it was. So the geometry I'm stealing is this right here, right? I can move that, copy, and then I can undo to the former topology. So I will just paste what I had. V. Simple. So with this, I am going to SY on that, SZ a little bit. This I would GG, right? Let's see how this. Ooh, this is a different topology. Oh. It's a different topology, bro. So, I'm going to bring cursor to this point. I'm going to bring in a circle, but let's say like a 6-side circle. Let's do 6 sides. Scale that down. I don't know if 6 sides is okay, so I'm going to add in a sub D on that. And then you know what? Let me do it like this. GY. So I'll bring cursor to this point and I'll bring this selection to cursor. I'm thinking of doing a boolean thing here, but I think what I'm going to do is like yeah, Tobido, nice to have you, man. Nice to have you. Kind of curious, like, am I pronouncing your name well? Because I don't even know what country you're from. GY. Am I getting this? So right here, I would bevel a smidge, take these edges and GY, select this GY, select this GY. So that's cool. I can take this, fill that face, extrude downward. Looks like I'm going to be doing a boolean after all. So we can create a difference right here. I'm going to apply that bevel and just work out how I'm going to, you know what, I think this looks like it's going to just clean up itself. So we're going to do merge at last. I think this is going to merge at last. Nope, this is going to be merge right here. Same with this. Then this I'm going to merge at last. I can add one to the side, merge. Then maybe origin will go to geometry, and then I can mirror this. So this looks good. Right here, merge at last, merge at last. This I want to GY, bring it out even more. And with a clean topo, I know that what's going on in here. Let me see. I don't think there's anything going on in there. What I just need to do is join this, and maybe I need, oh no, I'll just use a knife tool to do a cut like so, and then mirror this. So this is cool. I can easily bevel this and would have a good shape, I believe. So GY, can select this edge, select this edge, select this edge. We'll have a separate bevel for this. However, it seems we might need to take out this edge. So we can select this, select this, select this, and have a separate bevel. Let me apply scale. Separate bevel for this. Yeah, I mean the loop to convert to a circle, like that's a lifesaver, man. But yeah, I see your comment about there being an end gun, and I'm not too bothered about having end guns on this one. I think I'm more concerned about having a clean topology and just generally something that works with a subdivided surface. You know, where I would be really concerned about topologies if this is going to be animated and deformed and things of that nature. I'm going to shift N on that. Select this, and then bevel. So if I put in a sub D on this, I believe we're going to have a good, a good shape. But then this area looks wonky. So I think inside here too should be tightened up. So I need to select inside here and then bevel. And if I add my sub D, we have a good pause. Apologies for that. We have a good shape. I'm going to right click and space this, and then maybe I can select all and extrude along the mouse just like so. Yep. So with this done, I can easily select boundary loops on here, select boundary loops on this side too, and then maybe no not on that side. Then maybe I can hold this off, right? Then on this side and on this side, I can also bevel. So we have this shape. I'm happy with it. And yeah, I think aside from just kind of moving things in a way that it works, maybe GZ a little bit, and then this edge I can GY out of the way. So while we have this, I'm going to have a connection between here and the one down. So I can bring in, let's say 3D cursor to this point. I can bring in a cylinder, scale that down, a Z on that, right? And I can GZ, shade, auto smooth, S shift Z. I can SZ, and I mean, I think what I'm seeing right now is that this circle right here needs to be larger, right? So we have that. I can SZ a little bit, GZ, and maybe SZ and this and GZ. And this point, I want to bring in, I want to bring in a, don't want to bring in a circle. Fill, extrude on the Z. ES, go on the Z with this, and then here through to here we're going to SX0, here through to here SY0, here through to here we're going to SX0, and here through to here we're going to SY0. So we're kind of like squaring this off so that when we extrude this, it has a solid shape basically. So I can select more right here and kind of just GZ and this a little bit. So this entire face I can scale shift Z, and this I can GZ. What I'm going to do is let me see if I can use the bevel first of all, and then add in a sub D, just like so. Yeah, but I'm looking at this, there seems to be a problem here. Let me just take a look at it. I don't know, something going on here actually. Is this edge needed? Is this edge needed? I do not think so. All right, so we have a better topology now, and this looks good for kick drum. S shift Z, scale down. That's good, that's good, that's good. So I can scale this a little bit. I want to turn off sub D on that. I'm going to join this, put in a loop right here, and then join this, flip this to the other side, apply mirror. So we're good with this. I think this edge just never needed, like, I don't know what these are. Yep, so these are good. I think I can join this into like one mesh. I will apply geometry to mesh, and then I'll bring 3D cursor to this point, and then bring the origin of this one to 3D cursor. So with this, I can apply an array modifier, and I think, how many do we need? One, no, let me start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 8 of this, and we need that 8 in a circle. So looks does this not look huge? My guy. This looks huge. Oh. I'm going to scale it down. But we're scaling from active elements. So maybe I'm comfortable with this a little more. Right here, we see that this is kind of doubled a little bit. So want to select this part, Shift D on that, separate that selection, and I can extrude that separately a little bit. So that's done. I'm going to select this. Then I'm going to reset this to origin so that I can use this as a reference to flip. Oh no, I'm not flipping. I am not flipping. Maybe I can just wait. I'm going to figure that out. Let's go. Yep. I do have the Make Machine tool. Tomato. I do have the Make Machine tool. If you have a trick that you want me to try that will make this more faster, I'm all for that. I'm all for efficiency and moving faster, bro. So yeah, let me know. Okay. So I want to fix this part of the drums, and right here I'll put a loop here, scale up, and then these two parts will be separated into, and I can GG and make this exceed out, and with that I'll flip this to the other side and apply. So with this I can GY on that, but we'll probably need some loops here. GY just a little bit. GY. All right. So right here, I can bring in a sub D, and I think what we are modeling is something like this. I'm going to bring in this. I'm going to GY a little, and I'll apply that mirror, and I can select this and just extrude along the surface. As a matter of fact, maybe I want to do this without sub D. Extrude along the surface. I think as it goes up, it tapers a little bit. But I'm looking at the size of this thing, and it's humongous, bro. So I'm going to undo all of this and maybe go with the former size, actually. Or let's do this. See this? I'm going to GG, and I'm going to mirror. Let's see. I feel like turning this drum. RX 90, RX 180. So I can just do this on the Z axis actually. I feel like it's going to be easier. So with this, I can extrude, scale down, just like so. I think this is kind of the shape I am seeing. However, this is rounded up in such a manner that here, and here, as a matter of fact, maybe here and here are like dissolved, right? And then here are beveled, but it seems this one has kind of a smaller bevel. I'm going to apply scale. This one has a smaller bevel. Let me do that again. And this right here has a bigger bevel. I think we're good with this. Kinda. I think we're good with this. looking at the height, looks a bit too tall. So I'm going to go back in and flatten everything out and just, I'm going to bring this down, scale this down. Easy. I'm going to take this GY, GY, right around here. I'll bevel, and then I'll insert those bevels. While this two, no, before I do that, I think there's something else I need to extrude. So you see this part? If I'm not shrinking, I probably need to extrude the other part, but I feel like I should shrink this. So I'm going to take, where is it? This and just, oh no, I'm going to extrude along normals. That's cool. Down here, I'll select all of it and SZ0, make all of that flat. So that's cool. Right here, I can select this edge and this edge, and let's do a bevel first, and then let's do an extrude along normals. Right, while we take these faces, and then we extrude those along normal. Okay, maybe this, I want to SZ0, and right here, let me just bring this down instead of SZ0. This I would GY in a little bit. So this looks cool. Next up, I think I'm seeing some bevels which is important to follow. For example, this right here is giving a little bit of a round look. Aside that, I think it has an overall bevel, so I'm just going to bring in a bevel modifier, give all of that shape bevel look, and I do not know if this goes up to the up top. I don't think it does, so I'm going to undo back to this point. And there's an error because, like, I write this comment in 11:21, and we're going to see how many minutes it takes to see the comments. 11:21, I think approximately like 4 minutes. And I mean, like, it's not necessarily an error aside from the latency of the stream. Again, I think this is the second time I'm addressing it. I'm not able to see your comments immediately. Yeah. And that's because, let me show you the phone. I hope you're still on stream. That's because I have my phone on the side reading the comments. So I'm not able to like see your comments immediately. I would only see it if I remember, oh, okay, I still have that on the side. But yeah, I get what you mean. That took like 4 minutes though. So I'll select this to this, this to this. So I think this I'm going to insert, right, and I'm going to extrude along the mouse, just like so. We have that. I don't know if bevels are going to reach those creases actually, but what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to bring out this extrusion. I'll do something like this. Just make sure this is bevel, and I'm good. So this is the shape we're working with. I would shade auto smooth, and then we can have an attachment right here for this knob. I think this knob should be insert, turn this into a circle, maybe subdivided and then circle again so it's high res. Scale down and then extrude inward like so. So with this I can duplicate that, select this, scale that down and extrude, right? um I'm going to extrude this outward like so, and then I'll bring in that, extrude this like so, and then maybe I should have done it for both sides actually. Extrude along the, oh no, I can't do extrude along the mouse. I'm going to do extrude this way and extrude this way. I feel like this also should be extruded together with this, just like so. So we have kind of like the key, and then this is going to be extruded along the mold the other way. So that's cool. I'm going to add in a bevel. I don't know what this is though. Let me isolate this and see. Delete edge. You know what? I'm going to go in myself and I'm going to select these edges. I think this have a bevel here. Select this, select this, select this, select this, select this. I can select this and this, and then maybe this back to can be selected too. And I think the reason why I'm selecting these is I want to add in bevel to them like so. I don't know if it will allow, but let's try. If I add in a sub D, what does that look like? It looks good, only that there are some places that I should have selected that were not selected. As a matter of fact, maybe I should release this down part because they have slightly different bevel down there. So let's do this again. Then right here would have something rounder. Okay. I want to add this edge and then this edge to my bevel. Okay. Add that sub D. Select this edge and then bevel. Let's see. I think GG and this, I can just join this. I think there's an angle on here. That's why this place looks weird. insert, extrude inward, um select boundary loop, select this bevel. All right, we have that. I think next up I'm going to model the pole. And I want to know if you get the Mac machine and for free. Yeah, I have the Mac machine add-on, and it's working. It's good, and it's serving the purpose to which it was gotten. Um, so whether it was gotten for free, I can neither confirm nor deny. Okay, so I'm seeing that this mesh is junked up actually, like completely junked up. I think I carried everything. Maybe I should have carried this one too. You know. So this probably should have been carried also. Turn on sub D. Looks way better actually. All right. I think this hole is too big actually. So I can just scale down like that. Can I select part of it and then extrude along the mouse? That's cool. Um, so we're going to do the top part. I'll scale Shift Z, and on the front view, I would G up to the spot. Scale SZ, GZ. I'm looking at this here. Proportions are off. I think this right here should be bigger. Like so. You can Shift Z, right click, shade smooth. Um, I don't know, man. I feel this should be bigger actually, but I want to have two here. I want to have two of this. Can I bevel this top? Let me see. I don't think so. I don't think so because of how this is set up. But even if it's a slight bevel, because I feel like that top is too sharp. So even if it's something small, that's good. Okay. Right here, I'll bring in a loop to this point. Here, GZ. Maybe this will be beveled down. I can Shift D on this. Separate this. Come to the front view. Delete faces. Oh no. Delete this faces. Select this two. Can select this edge G. and then right click, bring origin to geometry, flip this to the other side, and then this I can EY outward like so, right? So all of this I'm just going to extrude along the mouse. Easy, right? Right here I'll select this, and I'll bevel, but I want to apply scale first. I'll bevel, right? These faces, hmm, um I would insert and extrude along the mouse just like so. So we have this clip, but it's not strong enough. It's not looking strong enough rather. So I'm going to go all the way back to when it's flat. And then I can extrude just like so. Now I think it's strong enough. I can insert, or maybe I can apply scale. Insert, extrude this along normals inward. Can select this, and then bevel just like so. So this I would dissolve edge. Right here I want to select this and then bevel just like so. I can take out, no, I don't think I can take out this model now. Wait, I'll just hide it. I feel like I'll still need it to measure stuffs. So all of this down here, I'll GZ, and then right around here, I would bring in like a cylinder so we can create a knot. So I can RY, I think RX90 actually. And then on this side, can SX, GX. Right click, shade auto smooth. I'll bring this to this point, bring cursor to this point. I'll bring in cylinder, 6 scale down, and I'll rotate this by 90. So I can scale this up, SX, scale this down, right? And I will shift DX, scale this down, GX. So this is cool. I'll select both of them, join, and I'll just apply a bevel work to it. I think this is cool. This also needs a bevel, but I don't know why the bevel is applying like that. Could it be because I didn't add scale? I beg. It's not time for me to start figuring out why you're applying like that. Just going to add more segments to that bevel. So that's cool. For this part of the kick drum, I think I would do the stand, but first of all, I want to duplicate this to the other side. So this kick drum, I want to make sure that the origin is dead in the center. Like, as a matter of fact, maybe all of these loops I'll take out so I can get the dead center, bring cursor to that point, and I'll bring origin to 3D cursor. So this, as a matter of fact, maybe this should be gone. I can delete all of that, and then all of this selected with this one, I can flip to form the entire kick drum. So next up, I want to make this stand right here. How does this join? Wow. I want to make this stand right here. So this stand is going to look something like this to me. like I think around here, or let's say, let's say here actually. I can bring cursor to this point. Ooh, no, cursor to this point. I can bring in a cylinder. Bring in another cylinder button, 30 sides. Let's do 30 side. I can scale 32 side, not 3 sides, bro. Cylinder 32. I can scale that down, and think on the side view I want to rotate, scale down, right? And then this part I can just G like so and make sure it's scaled up. This part will be scaled up, but inside the drum kit, let's see. I'll GX this in. Maybe RY. Bring this out a little bit. You see this inner part? I want to scale from this point and GX, right? This part I would insert, and then I'll shift D on that. Select this, extrude. You know what? I'm going to do the extrusion from this. So I can extrude. I can ES, extrude. Then that extrusion will be a lot more, but scaled down like so. This is too huge. Let's scale this down, make it look just like a fixture. GY. So now to make this look like it's kind of attached or joined to the drum, I'm going to add in a loop right here, and this loop I want to as a matter of fact, let me do it like this. I'll take this, use this as a reference, and then just rotate this in like so. So that any loop I bring, it's going to be close to that shape. As a matter of fact, maybe I can do the same thing I did. Rotate and scale. GX. That's cool. Right here I can GG. So this is going to create the illusion that it's kind of attached systematically, but I mean, you and I know how it's attached. G. I'm going to bring in the loop right here. Straight this in. Whoa, okay. That was the wrong point actually. But maybe I can GX this in. RY. GX RY. Okay. Oh, this also wow, wow. This also extends from this. Hmm. So first of all, let me just do what I know, what I'm sure that I'll be able to figure out. That's this right here, extruded, inserted, and back in. I'm going to bring cursor to this point, and then I don't think this is the same as the former one I modeled. This looks different actually. So for this, we're going to do a cylinder, right? But up top here, we have something like a cube. That is x wide, sx, like, and then we can apply scale on that. Scale this down, S shift C. This, I would bevel. This, I would bevel. So that's cool shade, auto smooth right here. I would bevel that. Increase the count on it. Shade smooth. But this maybe I'll SX a little bit. And something that I see that's peculiar about the design is something I've never seen before. So I don't know if it's a reflection, but it looks something like this, right? This is a unique kind of key. GY. I'm going to apply that mesh and then join. So I'll go to the side view, rotate this in place, scale that down, and GXX, rotate. Okay, cool. Next up is the stand that goes all the way to the ground. I'm just going to attach so as regards the Make Machine add-on is a little bit non-transferable for me, but I would advise that if you can do just simple Google search. It's going to help you get like what you're looking for. Just try to make sure that you're specific about what you're looking for. And I mean, Make Machine add-on is one of the easiest to install and maybe even get. The one that gets a little bit complicated to install, depending on the version of Blender you're working with, it's box cutter. Box cutter is like it's crazy. Before I got the box cutter that worked for the, oh my god, it was a lot. But yeah, just do that and let me know what that gives you. Yeah, if it doesn't work, send me a message on Instagram. I can scale GZ, scale, can scale Shift Z. Maybe I want to bring this to this side and this to geometry. Origin to 3D because so I can easily rotate this like so. But this is not even thick enough at all. Like we need way thicker. Like from here to here. I'm going to just select all of this and just pump that up, right? And then from here, just like so, I can pump that separately. So I'm just going to shade auto smooth on that, and then GX in. That's cool. Yeah, I think right around here, maybe I want to select this and this, then maybe this and this, and just bevel. But before I go any further, I want to bring cursor to this point and then create something like a screw. And I think I've created this before. Where is it? Think, oh, what? Where's the head of this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just join. Apply. No, no, no. Does this have any? Maybe just the bevel. Join with this, and this should go around. Oh my god, that scared me just now. So I'm going to go back to this. I can select this since I've done it before. I don't need to do it again. I can separate that selection, remove the array, remove the mirror, and I'll bring geometry, origin to geometry, basically. Looks like my time is fast spent. I would like to stop around like 12, but I think I'm flowing. I'm enjoying this, so maybe I want to go on to 12:30. I'm going to bring this to geometry RX 180, scaled all the way down. In fact, I think this is too scaled down. GX, I'll take this part, S shift Y, right? On this side, I can GY, and that's cool. I'll scale this. Scale. Right around here, I'll select this Shift D. And with this, I can, no, let me first call geometry to origin to this geometry, scale up, SZZ, scale down, scale up again, SZZ, scale down. So this is good. I think only the top will have to be scaled in, and we can select this entire face fill, and then bevel it. Before we do that, we need to apply scale and then bevel. So we have that. I can apply a solidify to it. Apply that solidify. So that's cool. So all this I've done here, I'm going to select it, and yeah, I think but I don't think I want to commit all of this. No, I'm not going to commit all of this. I will just flip to the other side. So we have the kick drum, and I think it has taken us a little over an hour. Let me see. Yeah, a little over an hour, and that's good. I think maybe that's good time. I'm not really sure, but it's giving good time actually. Kick drum is done. I think I'll go to the toms. I would actually go to the toms, not like I think. So for the toms, how is it attached? I think we have something like this attached to this part, but smaller. But let me even do the toms first. Like, let me just get the size of the toms, create the shape of the toms. So thumbs is around like right here, but shorter. Can I unhide that human? Yep. Yeah. I see him playing something like this actually. So for the thumbs, let's do it. I think we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we're doing with 7 of this. We're going to start with this shape and then we'll build off of that. First off, we're going to add in a loop, create something like this, and then with this created, I'm going to duplicate, separate this into a different mesh, and I'm going to go on to individual origins and scale this on the Z, right? And then this, I'm going to select this part and let's SZ on this, right? So I'm going to do something like this. Bar. Let me shade auto smooth. Um, this one is kind of rigged in a little bit of a different way than what we had initially. So, oh, I know that this edge right here holds, this holds the venom, but how does it attach on top? I'm going to undo that, and then I would extrude a little bit, right? Come on here, add this, and then extrude this more. I'm going to apply that, and then this made by distance. So we can shade auto smooth on that, and this is giving. So it looks something like this. Like this is detached with V, right? And then this is kind of maybe, I think a GX or GY, GZ. Mm, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bevel. 1, 2, GZ, scale. Can I select this and then GY on that and just scale this even more, scale this in. So probably going to have something like this, yeah. but maybe a little bit more defined. Cheesy, bring this down. Okay. Um, since this is contained around like this segment, I can select only this one and then inverse delete the other faces. And I'm going to rotate this by say, I don't think I need, I'm going to rotate this 6 times actually. But let me check how many the other ones are. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5. I'm going to make mine 6 actually. So it's just going to be easier for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, oh man, this is going to be difficult to calculate, bro. It's going to be like really tough to calculate. I think in order to help me, let me just take out these vertices first. Then go to the top view. This entire part, I'm going to include it. So this is going to be a try and error thing for me to know how many of these I need. One, um, one, one around here. So let me just invert this delete face. And then I'm going to, I think it's already in the center. I'm not going to bring in an array. Let's see. We're doing 6 of the array. I'm going to do it before the sub D. I'm going to turn that into a circle. Oh, okay. We're not connecting, bro. We are not connecting. And I think it has to do with I'm going to undo to this point, and I feel like this should be not selected. Delete all of that face. This edge. GY. Okay. Looks like what I'm going to do is isolate this, and then I want to separate all of these parts. I think it is already separated, in fact, but this edge, this is already separated. So this one, I can V. Oh, okay. Looks like we have a little bit of a tangled mesh right here. SC0. can I select this face all the way through to here and delete those faces, right? Then this entire one I would GY forward. No, I'm going to leave it like this. Then when I'm done connecting the whole thing, let me see, let me try to bring in the array. That is when I'm going to make that adjustment so it's much more general. Circle within 6. No, there's an overlap. Oh my god. What the hell? Like, what's going on? Oh shit. I want to extend this myself. Let me try. As a matter of fact, I'm going to delete this vertex and then we're doing 6 sides. So with 6 sides selected, I'll go to the top view and as closely as I can, I will extrude this to meet at this point. So the meeting point, we want to make sure that it's very, very close so that when we are merging by distance, duplicate vertices would go away. All right, so this is cool. I'm going to apply the array, and with all of this selected, I'm going to merge by distance. Yep, joined really nicely. So all of these outer ones, I'm just going to scale. Maybe scaled a little too much and skewed. So this is it. Yep, a little over exaggerated, but that is how I wanted it. But now maybe I can start making all of this a bit less obvious and much more subtle. Scale, GZ, nice. Next up, see these parts. We already have a bevel for it, but I need it to be extruded outward, so I'm just going to extrude this a little bit. And then this is going to be select boundary loop and then I'll just bevel. So that's fire actually. I'm going to call back the whole set. And this, I don't know if it looks like what it's supposed to look like. It looks like a cloth. It looks like a cloth actually. So I'm going to undo back. I'm going to undo to that part where I scaled it after I've merged by distance. And that's right here. Oh, merge by distance. That's cool. So I can isolate, and this is the part where I think it all went wild. So this I can just cheesy out of the way. We don't need so much of that, maybe just a little bit. But this right here, I would exclude this vertex. That's cool. I'll cheesy this up a little bit and just scale it slightly. No, I don't even want to scale it. I'll just leave it like this. right, bring back the remaining, and looks like this needs to be scaled even more. So I just scale it away from the body of the drum. This drum itself, I'll scale down. Shade auto smart. Hmm. I'm really not sure about this thing, oh. Like, really not sure about it, bro. All right, let's go. I think I already modeled something like this, so I'm just going to go grab it. I think this is a much more modified version. I'm going to shift D on this, remove that. I'm going to bring origin to this point right here, and this object is going to go straight to that. So I'm going to apply all transforms on this, bring origin to geometry, RX90, and I'll bring this to that point, RX180. So this is cool. With this, I can scale. As a matter of fact, is there where I can have one face me in front? Okay, one can face me directly, so I'm just going to work with this. Oh my god, this is skewed. L G G shift Z. Right, that's cool. I can GZ this in right here. Right, this part, I will bring this to somewhere around here. Select this, extrude along like so, and then I'll bring in, oh, you know what, I want to select all of this and rotate in a way that would favor me. So I'm going to rotate on the Z axis by 30 degrees. RZ, that's minus 30. And then I can GY on that into position. So that's cool. I can GY down here. What's time? 12:15. So 12:30, I'll be done for the day. Tomorrow, I feel like I want to go work out tomorrow morning. So tomorrow after the gym, I would continue with this. Oh shit. Okay. Can bring in this right here, this right here. Select this. Shift D on that. Separate that selection. These two I can just scale down. GZ a little bit. I can extrude this out. Right? And that's done. Could it be that this is a little bit too out there? I do not think so. So I'm going to extrude. I'm going to GZ, extrude a little bit, insert, and then extrude. Oh, and extrude way more. So all of this edge like so. Like maybe this first. I'm going to do this first. Ewo. This and then this. View frame selected, and then I'll bevel. Then this, I think minus the stop, should be beveled also. SY0 GG, just try to make sure it's centralized. SY0. All right, that's cool. So minus this, we can bevel, and this is cool. Right here, I would bevel, and then this should be beveled also. So if I add in a sub D, I want it to, so I feel like the place that is holding it is this part right here. So if I bring in a sub D, what's that doing? Sub D good. I think one part that needs a holding is right here. Bring in a sub D. So this is cool. But again, I think I'm running into the same issue where this kind of looks too big. So I'm just going to GZ and GZ. However, it seems these things are a bit too round and it's making this look like visually it's just softer. So I'm going to undo all of this, all of these bevels. And this is going to have a shorter bevel. I'll select this inclusive bevel, and I don't think that's needed for the bevel. Right here should be beveled, this should be beveled. I think this part too though, but just a little bit. Cool. So the face here also. So we can add in a sub D, and I think this is stronger. The only thing is that it needs to be significantly smaller, and it needs to scale from this point right here. So I'm going to bring origin to 3D cursor and GZ on that. Let's see the size. And let me look at the size. I think they're relatively the same size, bro. Because I'm looking at the size in relation to the size of the kick drum, and yeah, relatively the same size. So I think this I'm going to scale down a smidge so that it's kind of the same size with what it is we're seeing here. No, it's not the same. Yeah, so this is the same. Right here. Okay. No. See this part? I'm going to Shift C. Make that smaller. GX. I'm going to make the whole thing smaller too. SZ. This part I would GC. Alright. Let's see. I'm looking at this part. It has a screw kind of thingy to it. And if I'm being honest, I feel like I want to add that. GX. Shift C. GZ. Okay. Shade auto smooth. I think this part I can GZ downward. I'm going to bring in spiral. I can do spiral, and then we're going to do a height of like tons of like 7. We're going to do a little bit of height on that. Reduce the radius. Bring down the heights. Let's add more tones to that, and that's cool. So cursor is going to come here. This our curve selection is going to go to cursor, but scaled down. So right here, I'll bring this in, and then this I would add some depth to it. That's cool. Shift Z, Shift Z. With this, I can RZ, RZ. All right. I will select this, select this, select this. Then maybe I want to join all of it into a mesh right now. So I'm going to apply all visual to mesh, and then I'm going to bring cursor to this point. I'm going to take this origin and go to 3D cursor, and then I'll go to array and move this along the circle, but 6 times. So 6 times good. I think we pretty much have, I don't know what this, okay, this is the stand for the thumbs. With this, I can select both this and this. There's something else that I didn't do here, and that is a little bit of an extrusion here. I'll do that, add in boundary loops and bevel. That's fine. I'll select both and this also, and then mirror. So this is a good thumbs. I'm going to move this somewhere around here, and we're going to figure out an attachment. What's time? 12:24. We're going to figure out an attachment between the stand and the thumbs. Right, so the stand is this, and I think I've done the stand. I think this same stand that is here is what is down here. All right, it's what's here. So I'm going to duplicate this, right, and then we're going to attach it to this part here. I think it's going to come somewhere here. So I can take both, apply visuals to mesh, join, and then I want to bring cursor to this point and bring geometry to 3D cursor, and then I'll bring back the cursor to bring the cursor to this point, and then this I'm going to bring to 3D cursor. So with this, I can go to the Z view and maybe rotate. Let me see, rotate 45. Okay, for rotate 45, and then I can RXX. Let's do 90, then RXX 180. So that's cool, but it's not like gripping the surface pulse the way I want it to. So I can rotate on the Z ever so slightly and G to join in. But what's the joining? Oh my god. The joining between this and like this is just, it's crazy. I'm going to GZ a little bit on this. I'm going to scale. And this and the thumbs on this side. I'm not seeing anything here, bro. So I'm going to bring I don't know. How is this joined? Let me look for another reference. Mm, okay, this paints the picture of this one, but I can take the mechanism of this one and adapt it for what I'm having. So let me just copy this. And this term, I don't think is compact enough. And I don't know if that word is actually right, but like the terms in my church here, I think it sounds really good because compact it is. Shift C. Yeah. Okay. Uh so from this particular reference, maybe this height needs to be lower, right? GZ. And then I can add in a loop right here where I can separate that selection. And with this, I can easy, and then scale. Easy, fill. Shade auto smooth. And then, how this is going to connect to this, I'm still not sure, but we are getting there. I'll select all of this and maybe start working the angle to favor this. So I think the angle is somewhere like this. And then I think up top right here, I can flatten that out, bring in cursor to that point. I'll bring in a cylinder first. RX90 SY. I can GZ on that. SY. This is a little too big, so I'm going to take all of this and Shift C. All right, so this I can scale down. I think next up, I need to just split the, no, I can SY. Nope. Next up, I'll split this like so. And I'll bevel this along normals. Just like so. And next up, I'll select this part. And then don't want to extrude a little bit along normal. Let me see. I'll take some of this. Right? And then maybe easy on that. Easy on that. SZ0. think on the side. I also want to make this extend. I also want to make this extend this way. Then I can select this edge, and just bevel like so. So somehow we have simulated that look. It is not exactly the same working mechanism, but it works. I'm going to apply this scale and then bevel. So I'm going to stop here for the night. I'm going to pick this up tomorrow and make sure I'm done by tomorrow. There's still a lot more stuff to model, but the good thing is that some of these things already have repeatable elements that we can just copy paste. I'm going to pick this up tomorrow, and we'll continue from where we stop. Like I said, I would save this file. Let's say this is day what? Where's that jazz drum? This is day 78. Day 78. Day 78. Jazz drum sets. Every other thing I'm going to pack into resource. I don't think we have that much. But yeah, I'm done for today. Catch you guys tomorrow. So that is about it, guys. So long. And until I see you guys in the next one, it's peace.